comes in.
Bum, 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 bum. The Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. It is a Monday morning filled with technical hurdles, but we will strive on. What a weekend it was in the world of sports, I imagine. I spent most of my weekend moving. Did get to see a couple of the highlights over the weekend, but the most important takeaway for me was
Luka. That's the most important.
No.
Luka called game.
Luka did call game. Luka had a fantastic game. 47 points, I think it was, he scored in along with a triple double, and winning the game-winning shot last night against the LA Clippers in overtime. He's an unbelievable basketball player.
I'm willing to go so far as to say he's better than Kawhi Leonard right now.
Wow.
If you told me I could only have one guy to build a team around in the NBA, I don't know how I wouldn't say Luka.
Right.
He's 21 years old and just making people look ridiculous. I'm feeling real good about my Mavs.
Your Mavs? Now you've jumped on the Mavs bandwagon? No.
I'm still firmly on the Nuggets bandwagon. Even though it's, taking on water and might be on fire a little bit.
Yeah. Like the
I'm
Lusitania.
still there. I'm just feeling pretty paltry that we're to a 3-game series, and I said the Mavericks are going to win it.
The Denver Nuggets are going down like the Titanic.
It's not over yet.
The Utah Jazz have them on the ropes.
I just need Nikola Jokic to call the Karen line and say he saw Donovan Mitchell ordering a pizza or something. I need Donovan Mitchell to go away.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. The first time in history, in playoff, well, it might be all overall NBA history, where two opposing players scored 50 plus on the same night. And unfortunately, Donovan Mitchell scored 51. Jamal Murray scored 50. and Jeremy's 2019-2020 Fighting Denver Nuggets are going down.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
He was so excited. He was so excited about
I'm
the
still excited. This team is still incredibly good.
They are a very talented team.
It just might be a next year thing as opposed to this one.
Yeah. They might be a year away from being a year away.
They're not, no.
No.
As long as we got Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic, we'll be just fine.
Just one more year? You think next year it'll be
I'm still not tapping out on this year.
The 2020-2021 World Champion Denver Nuggets.
I'm not tapping out on this year yet. Just need Mike Malone to make some adjustments.
No, the most important thing to me over the weekend was I got to see live sports. For the first time since March, I saw live sports. Traveled to Tennessee to see my nephew play football in high school, and they're doing it right. They found a way to make it work.
The most important part of that is that he left me in the ESPN studio with all the buttons, me driving the ship, and I didn't wreck it into the ditch.
Good job for you.
Yeah!
Way to go, Jeremy.
I didn't say any of those things you're not allowed to say.
Look at Jeremy just not destroying the franchise while I'm away for 4 hours. Good for you.
Tell me you felt good.
I did.
He has more faith in me than I have in myself. Because I got news for you. The minute that it went live and it was, hey, you're the one that has to set things up now, I went, this is not what I do.
At least you did way better than my first time on the air by myself. When I was probably about 20 years old, I told everybody at the radio station I had a dream of being a sports broadcaster, and that was my goal. And I worked on a weekend sports talk show, and they were like, all right, Tank, here's your chance. We're going to throw you on the air, and we're going to give you this whole next segment, and you just roll, and let's see what happens. And I came in, and I started out of the gate hot. I did the highlights from, the night before, and then after that, I looked around. I looked through the booth at the other producer. I looked over in the newsroom at the other guy, and I went, I got nothing. And it's just dead silence on the radio. It was quite the debut, quite the learning experience. So I'm impressed that you did better than that.
Yeah, I mean it was fun times. I went back and listened to it. It wasn't as fluid as when you do it, but we still have a job today. Names are still on the door.
In the state of Tennessee, they have figured out how to have live fall football, and I'm completely happy about it. Everybody was very responsible. There were masks everywhere, as masks are required to enter said arena. We did have a couple of cases of, shockingly enough, high schoolers walking around with their masks. They got the phone in the hand, and the mask is hanging off the finger. And so you never had any run-ins, and nobody got real upset. But it was as you're walking to the concession stand in front of the crowd, somebody would just go, "Put on your damn mask!" And they did. Everybody's getting into the groove of this whole thing. I feel like this can be done, and shame on our state of North Carolina for not figuring out how to make this happen.
Roy Cooper.
Exactly.
Speaking of Roy Cooper, I believe he might come up once or twice. This Friday, live from this stage, Dark Thoughts from My Safe Space. Streaming live on IMAVL.
That's right. No cover charge here at the Social for Jeremy's big stand-up special that's been in the works for about 7 years now.
I think I'm actually going to be talking about Sarah Palin in this one. That's how long this has been in the works.
Oh, nice.
I can see Russia from my house.
Still staying on top of current events.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Another win.
You never let a good joke die.
Another win for Jeremy Greene. Yes, over the weekend we had a lot of NBA action. Boy, those Los Angeles Lakers kind of figured it out, didn't they?
Yeah, they're real good. Lakers in 5. What up? Just exactly like I told you. All of you were scooping the water off. Oh, shit, this boat's taking on water. Not me. Steady captain said, I think we'll be just fine.
Yep. Yep, LeBron James with a 34-point performance the other night. Anthony Davis with 29. That's exactly what they have to do every game. And if they can't, that's the thing. If they can't make it work and they've got Dame going off on the other side, it's not going to be a good night for them. But it's LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best team in the NBA. I don't know why this was so difficult for people to understand.
Right.
Oh, the Blazers are the best 8 seed ever. They're still a freaking 8 seed. Mm-hmm. You know, they're still an 8 seed, and you're still talking about LeBron friggin' James. So I think we're fine.
Yep. Are you shocked that the Boston Celtics swept the 76ers out of the playoffs?
No.
What do you think the next move is for them? Do you think Joel Embiid calls it quits with the 76ers and moves on?
This has been the problem I've had with the 76ers during the whole process. They were accumulating talent, which is what a bad team should do. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they have now accumulated talent that doesn't fit together. And I don't know how you fix it. I don't see how you're going to look at a young star, whether it's Embiid or Simmons, and go, yeah, we're going to tap out on that. I don't see how you can do that, but I think you have to. Mm-hmm. Which one? They both have fatal flaws. And that's what makes this so hard to me, is that it's not like one of them is a ready-made, no doubt, first ballot Hall of Famer. Ben Simmons is a point guard that can't shoot. Joel Embiid is not a completely traditional big guy, but a mostly traditional big guy.
He's the closest thing you get to in today's NBA.
And that's the thing, is can you be a legitimate championship contender with either one of those? And the answer is, I don't think so. I really don't. So, yes, you've accumulated talent. Now you've got Tobias Harris, who's on a – did you know he's the highest paid player on that team?
No, but that makes sense.
That's just gross. Like, that's gross to think about. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know how you fix it. I do think one of them will not be on that roster in December when we start this all over again.
Yeah.
And I don't think Brett Brown's going to be the coach either.
Yeah. I don't know how to think about what's coming next year. When the season rolls around again in December, you're going to have this short layoff. Do we expect more of what we've been seeing from these teams just kind of carry over to December, or is it going to be a full-on reset?
I mean, I think that depends. You know, if fans are back and everything goes back to normal, then I mean, I think the days of 150 points are going to be. That's going to become rare again.
Yeah.
You know, the Raptors did it last night and didn't even try all that hard.
Which I think will be good for the game. I honestly do. I mean, I'm not one of these guys that's going to sit up here and tell you that the 89 to 76 basketball games that we were treated to when we were kids was better than this. But 150 every night is like, somebody play some damn defense.
I see the merits of both. I'm not yearning for the days of Charles Oakley. You know, that's not. I'm just not there.
Right.
But you know, this has gotten a little ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But think about how many guys we have watched do just otherworldly things during this. Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. You know, those games that he plays well. Jamal Murray is either real good or real bad.
Yep.
There's no in between.
Nope. Not at all. I don't know. I just kind of get sick of these. You know, like look at the games last night. 150 to 122, 129 to 127, 135 to 133. At some point, you just kind of get beaten down by all of the scoring. To me, as a, you know, looking at it from the standpoint of a casual NBA fan, there is such a thing to me as too much scoring.
Oh, there's not to me.
Really?
No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that nobody plays defense. I don't give a shit.
Like in the All-Star games when it's 178 to 170, you're cool with that?
Tell me that the All-Star game wasn't the highlight of the NBA season. I'll wait. Tell me it wasn't. With that funky-ass ending. And yeah, tell me that wasn't the highlight of the year. Now, granted, I understand that everything went to hell about 3 weeks after that. I get that.
It was one of.
It was the highlight of the year. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't, it was Luka calling game last night.
Luka Doncic with the final bucket, and the fact that Kawhi Leonard was the one that got burned on that step back three was just beautiful. You got one of the greatest defenders in the NBA right now going up against Luka Doncic, and there was nothing that
Here's
he
the
could have
thing.
done.
This is what I need you to understand about the Mavs and Clippers. They have beaten them now. This series should be 3-1. I think we can universally agree with that.
Yes.
They've beaten them every way you could possibly beat them. Last night it was the starters.
Minus Kristaps.
Yes. The previous win was Seth Curry and Trey Burke. They're just finding different ways to beat this team, which is why I think they're going to win this series. I've thought it literally since game one. And I believe I was the first to say it. And
Yeah.
I was, Robbie, right, it wasn't Kawhi. It was a switch.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
It started as Kawhi, and then he got picked off Luka, and it was Reggie Jackson.
No. Because that's a hell of a switch.
Yeah.
That's the guy you want on the
Yeah,
guy
here's
taking
the thing.
final shot.
As a coach, don't switch. Kawhi is the one on him. Period. If they pick him off, you better get back. I'm still going Mavs in 7.
Okay.
I'm still going Mavs in 7. And I think they're the better team.
I honestly don't know if it'll take that long.
I don't think they win 3 in a row. There's too much talent with the Clippers, but the Clippers have categoric problems. You know, last night, Kawhi Leonard plays 47 minutes of a possible 53, and you still got beat.
Without the other team playing without their other superstar.
Paul George played 45 minutes and scored 9 points.
What is going on with
It's
that?
playoff Paul George. This is not surprising. We've seen this forever.
Right. I just can't wrap my head around how, a guy who's really, really good and he just can't get it together in the playoffs. Something happens. There's some kind of a mental block with him when it comes to the playoffs. And he's fully aware of it, and there's nothing he can do to change it.
No.
Because he's been trying. Because the last 3 games, after every game, it feels like they're going to Paul George, and Paul George says, I just have to play better. I have to hit more shots. I can't continue to shoot 2 of 12 from the field or whatever it was. And he gets it, but there's nothing he can do to get over that hump. I wonder if that's like, if there's a mental block there, or if he's pressing too hard to ruin any rhythm that he could get. I have no idea.
It's hard in the playoffs to be successful. Let me ask you a question about Paul George. All right, this is his 9th year in the NBA. Of those 9 years, he's made the playoffs every year except one. This is his 10th year. He's made it every year except one.
Okay.
He's gone one and done 6 times. That tells you everything you need to know. And the 3 years that he didn't were his first 3 of his first 4 years in the league. That's the only time he's ever advanced past the first round. He's not a star, and I have been saying this on repeat. If you're telling me that you've got LeBron and AD and Kawhi and Paul George, one of these things doesn't fit. One of these things is not like the others. And Paul George is that one thing. Paul George is a solid top 15, top 20 player in the NBA. That's it. He does not belong in this discussion at all. I'll be 100% honest with you. I would rather have Kristaps Porzingis over Paul George.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. Because there's obviously some kind of a block that happens when Paul George gets into the playoffs. And it's inexplicable. You thought that it was going to change when he hooked up with Oklahoma City and Russell Westbrook. You thought that it was going to change when he came over to the LA Clippers and joined up with Kawhi Leonard. And nothing has changed.
The net of it is he's an offensive first player. He's a decent enough defender. He's a 41% shooter from the field, 35% from 3 in the playoffs. And you compare that to what he does in the regular season, and it doesn't quite line up. Playoff Paul George is not good.
Yeah.
And I got news for you. All right, let's say they beat the Mavericks. They make it into round 2 and they have to play this Jazz team. Okay. you sure as hell better put Kawhi Leonard on Donovan Mitchell because they're going to beat the hell out of you if you don't.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell's on quite the little tear here. I think he scored, 150 points in the last 3 games? That's what it feels like anyway.
Donovan's been real good. Real good. Now, it helps that the 2 best defenders for the Nuggets are not playing. It's set up so pretty with Michael Porter and Jokic and Jamal Murray, and I felt so good. And then I showed up and kiss of death.
Yep. The Jeremy Greene KOD has descended upon the Nuggets, and
I'm not allowed to pull for winning teams. I have come to the conclusion.
Yeah.
I think I have pissed off some higher power at some point, and any team that I cheer for is going to be a train wreck. Look at my shirt. All I'm saying.
Yep. I don't think that's all because of you, though.
I'm not helping anything.
You may be right. You may be right about that. The Celtics sweeping the Sixers out of the playoffs. The Toronto Raptors doing the same to the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think we expected anything different out of those series. We all expected sweeps there. The most surprising series to anyone, I think, so far has to be the Jazz being 1 game away from eliminating the Nuggets.
Is it, though?
In 4 games?
Is it? Well, it's not in 4. It'd be in 5. And I don't really like their chances of winning tomorrow. Just throwing it out there.
No, that's what I'm saying. After 4 games, did you think you would be in this position?
I didn't, but I was higher on the Nuggets than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Am I stunned? No.
Okay.
There's nothing about this that's stunning to me. Stunning was the Magic beating the Bucks in Game 1. Stunning was the Blazers beating the Lakers in Game 1. Other than that, it has gone exactly how I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought Denver would beat Utah, but am I stunned? No.
Okay. All right. We got another sweep on the way tonight as the Miami Heat are going to sweep out the Pacers.
Yeah, that's over.
That's going to be final. That game tips off at 6:30 this evening. Just about 4 hours from now, we will have the Bucks going up against the Orlando Magic, taking a 3-1 lead. Giannis has definitely planted his flag now.
Yeah, I'll give you one guess as to how that's going to go. I don't know what the line is, and I don't care. Take the Bucks.
Really?
I don't care. I just don't give a damn what it is.
According to what I'm looking at here on ESPN, it's Milwaukee minus 13.5.
Milwaukee.
Really? Now, see, that's shocking to me because Jeremy's usually a guy that shies away from big points.
I'm a take the points guy. Not here. Not here. Orlando done did a thing and pissed them off, and yeah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, you know what the line is on the Lakers game tonight? Don't look. What do you think it is?
Lakers minus 5.
Lakers minus 7.5 and climbing. They're going to blow out the Blazers again tonight.
Yep.
But I told you, the number one thing the Lakers had to do was find a way to punish the Blazers for playing Yusuf Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside together. Mm-hmm. And guess what they did? They found a way. Oh, you're going to put those 2 big trees in there? Cool. Watch this. One of them has to defend Anthony Davis.
Right.
And it's not going to go well because we're going to hem him up at the elbow. He's going to have to come out, and now you got this big, lumbering big guy against one of the most athletic big guys in NBA history. Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Okay, bye-bye.
And Anthony Davis is doing he's finally playing like he should be in the top 5 conversation. Is he in that conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's your top 5 players in the NBA? Just since we keep dancing around this.
Top 5 players in the NBA?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
It's got to be some order of LeBron, Kawhi, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Giannis. I don't think it's debatable.
Yeah.
It's those 5, and I don't think it's debatable. Who could you even make the case for? Please, Jesus, somebody say James Harden.
I think James Harden winds up in the top 5 for a lot of people. Not for me.
They're wrong. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Burke could be in your top 5. Doesn't mean you're right.
Those.
You can say anything you want to. If James Harden's up there, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
But I'm more than willing to listen to who is it that could penetrate that top 5. I can't figure it out.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people mention Luka in that conversation.
I just said Luka.
I've heard people, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know if he's quite there yet. I mean, he's a guy who plays like he is on certain nights. Like the last 2 games, absolutely he's in the discussion. You go back a couple of games before that, and I don't know. And maybe it's inconsistency that doesn't put him in that conversation for a lot of people.
I'm still trying to figure out what this inconsistency you speak of is.
Well, he didn't have a great game in game 1 of this series.
He had a great game. He just turned the ball over too much because the Robin to his Batman got ejected, and he decided he had to do it by himself. He figured that out because Kristaps didn't play yesterday.
Wait, I thought we were still talking about Anthony Davis.
You've said Luka Doncic's name about 4 times. If that's not who you're talking about, then I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I thought we were talking about Anthony Davis.
Well, you might want to say his name because you said Luka.
Oh,
and then you've gone down this Luka path, and that's who I'm talking about.
My bad.
Yeah, Anthony Davis that's the one that you could convince me otherwise.
Okay.
Anthony Davis, but I just don't know for who.
I apologize for making that weird. That's my fault. My bad.
I mean, I feel like if you're going to make the argument, it's somebody that plays for the Warriors, and they're not here, so I don't care.
Yeah, it would be Steph Curry.
Maybe. If you're telling me right now.
But if Steph Curry's healthy and he's active, he's one of the best 5 players in the NBA, is he not?
Yeah. I still don't know that I want him over Anthony Davis, though.
Is it because of the size?
He can't defend anybody.
Is it because of the size, or is it because he made you look silly when you were in AAU?
Yeah, that doesn't help anything.
You're still holding a grudge.
Yeah, I wanted on my headstone that I held Steph Curry to 34 in an AAU game. They beat us 100-12. 100-12.
I don't think there's anybody that's surprised about that. If you gave them a one-on-one game and you said Steph Curry against Jeremy Greene, and everybody go, yep, that's 100.
Here's all you need to know about that. I had 6 in that game, and I was our leading scorer. I hit 2 threes, and one of them was in Steph's eye. Just let that be known.
Nice.
Just let that be known.
Nice. Well, you were 7 inches taller than him at the point. So
yeah, I was. Because I was this height at 16. I haven't grown an inch in... I'm going to regret having said that way. I'm just going to not read the comments for the next 5 minutes.
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
I'm just not going to read the comments for the next 5 minutes because I really wish I had not said that way.
Dark thoughts from my safe space right on this very stage of the social on Friday. Yeah, show up and heckling. God, I just want to see you get heckled.
Don't heckle me. Don't heckle me. I will fire back at you, and I won't be nice about it. Just let that be. I've been heckled twice in all the years I've been doing stand-up. Both of those people left immediately after.
Nice. So Jeremy gets
because
brutal.
I will pull absolutely no punches.
Nice.
And both of those people just so happen to look a lot like this guy. Made it pretty easy for me to find material. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I will say that. If you're be extremely confident in yourself if you're going to heckle a comedian.
He who is without whopper can cast the first stone.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got a big day in the NBA today. It was a big day over the weekend as well for Dustin Johnson in the golf world as, he went to the Northern Trust and did something that
he did a thing
very few people have ever done. Put up Tiger Woods video game numbers.
He went 30 under. He played 4 rounds at the same golf tournament and went 30 under par.
That's something only three people have done in the history of the sport.
Ever.
He was 1 off the record of going.
He was 11
under
through 11 holes on Friday. First of all, I hate golf courses like this. I wish they would take every one of these off the tour. I do not. You're talking about scoring. I do not want to watch a golfer go 30 under.
Right.
At all. I'm more of a U.S. Open, British Open, Give me the winner at 5 under.
Well, the biggest problem I have with it is watching a guy win by 11 strokes. Like, I'll be all for it if we can go 30 under and the guy next to you is going 29 under, and we've got a race down to the finish.
Nope, don't want that either.
When it's said and done, when the early group's in the clubhouse on Sunday, I need drama.
Yeah, I don't care if every guy on the course goes 30 under. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch the best golfers in the world playing on the best golf courses in the world.
Yep.
I feel like after watching TPC Boston, I feel like I could have gone under par there.
Have you gone under par
No.
at a lot of golf
No.
courses? Okay.
I'm a high 70s, low 80s. Most of the time.
Which means
There can be real good days. There can be real bad days.
he reclaimed the number one in the world, did Dustin Johnson, with the win at the Northern Trust, and kicks off the FedEx playoffs. Very nice shape. Very nice shape.
And Tiger is going to have to practically win next week just to make it to the Tour Championship.
Yep. He ended up dropping to 50-something. And
He's
it's only
gonna-
the top 70 that end up making
Top,
the cut, wasn't
top
it?
70 go this week.
Oh, okay.
You have to be in the top 30 after this week to make the
Oh,
Tour Championship. And I don't like his chances.
No. Do you think that's critical that
For him?
Tiger makes the cut?
No. Tiger's at a point in his life he cares about majors. That's it. That's it. However, we do have Phil playing with the elder statesman this week, starting
Really?
today.
Nice.
Phil's first run on
It's
the
about that.
Senior Champions Tour.
Wow. I mean, it only makes sense. It is about that time.
He just turned 50.
I'm going to put him out to pasture.
Phil?
Yeah.
Phil will play in majors until he's 60.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to win one. I've heard that about as many times I'm going to hear it without telling somebody they're done. He would be 3 years older than any guy that's ever won a major. In the history of golf, that goes back to like the current number 2 is Old Tom Morris. That's his name.
Really, I would have imagined that there would have been a guy who...
Jack Nicklaus third, Old Tom Morris is second. I can't remember who was first. It was a name I'd never heard of. They won one major, and they were 48. Phil's 50 in a month now, so he'd be 2 years older.
Right.
It's not happening. It's not, and I got news for you. Tiger's headed down that path too. Tiger's got about 2 more years of legitimately having a shot to win majors, and then it goes away.
Do you think what do you put his chances at of being able to catch Jack
0
right now? None?
0.
Really?
Actually, that's
He's
a lie.
only like 2 shy, right?
That's a lie. He's at 17. Jack's at 19. I'll put it at 0.1% because I'm never going to completely say Tiger Woods can't do something because he's broken every record and obliterated most of them. So I'm never going to say he can't do something. It would stun me at this point for him to win 3, because I really feel like he's got to do it the next 2 to 4 at most years.
How do you think that will that always be his biggest thing? Will that always be the biggest knock, that he never
Yes.
could catch Jack?
Yes.
Because, I mean, he looked so dominating at an early age, and obviously missing out on, what was it, 3 years since the
he
Waffle
went-
House episode.
Oh, it wasn't Waffle House. She was a Perkins waitress.
Perkins, excuse me, upscale Waffle House.
Perkins has really good coffee. Just let that be known.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I've eaten many times at a Perkins. I don't think I've ever had their coffee.
I have never eaten at a Waffle House sober, so. and
So
frankly,
it's always the best meal he's ever had.
and frankly, people that can eat at a Waffle House sober scare the shit out of me. I drive by Waffle House and see people there at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to just go hug them all. Like, what? You tell me what went wrong in your life.
patty melt, gotta have the patty melt.
Oh God!
Just
Does it not just fuck your whole day up?
I mean, yeah,
Like,
it
there's
does.
enough grease in everything in a Waffle House dish.
But the great tool that Waffle House gives you is, you know, if you've been a little constipated for a while, you know, just to hit the Waffle House, shit'll slide right out, literally.
He's making it difficult.
What?
Is that a problem you've had a lot in your life?
What, being constipated?
No, food not agreeing with you was more what I was talking about.
No, that's why I eat at Waffle House.
I feel like if we were voting on superlatives, Tank would be most likely to eat a pocket full of change.
Probably so. I'll eat just about damn near anything, especially if there's money involved. It's always been the case.
Ugh. Some of the things I've seen this man eat, just like every time we talk about food, it comes filtering back to me.
I will never forget one day we came into the studio and I had gone to stop and get lunch, and I told Jeremy I'm stopping to get lunch. I'll be in a little while. I came in with 2 gas station hot dogs. And he looks at me and goes, "Are you sure you want to eat that?" And I said, "Dude, I have a gut like a vault. There is nothing on this planet that has ever put me to, like, people talk about, oh, I went to this one place and I got food poisoning. Well, you don't test yourself enough, because I just think you're weak." Ironclad constitution.
Gas station sushi. Can you pull that off?
That's something even I won't even go out on a limb. What's the most gross thing you've ever eaten in your life?
The grossest
thing you've ever eaten in your life, where you knew I should not do this, but you just had to.
I ate at Arby's one time. Does that count?
What is it with you and Arby's?
I don't like Arby's.
I love Arby's.
I don't like Arby's. I like Arby's sauce. I just don't like the things that they give you to put it on.
Okay, well, I think we might have to cross off Arby's as a future
Arby's
sponsor.
Yeah, I don't like the chances of you ever seeing an Arby's logo back behind us. Because between 2 shows, I have talked a lot of shit about them.
Really?
Were you not listening?
When did you talk about them before?
For the last 4 years. That's the worst fast food place, and it's not close.
Wow.
Devin's sitting here, our ad guy is just sitting here going, "Shut up. For the love of God, stop talking."
Devin can't say anything. See, Devin is a great man. Devin is a great man and a good friend. He showed up over the weekend to help me move into our new house.
I just got the date wrong. They said they were moving on Sunday. I thought they meant Sunday, like 3 years from now.
Yeah. Devin can't speak because when the Arby's came up, it was no.
I will literally, I will cook. I will throw you a housewarming party. I'll do all kinds of things. I am not lifting not one piece of furniture that goes in your house. Not happening. I mean, and I can love you like a brother, which I do.
Right.
But when you asked me, "Hey, you want to help me move?" and I went, "I'd rather spend the weekend in prison." But personally, that's
Right.
how I feel about that.
It was a fun weekend. It was a busy weekend. It was a very trying weekend as well. But we got it all done.
We got to talk about one
thanks to
thing
Jeremy.
before we get out of here, because this is going to be a problem. Over the weekend, there were 77 false positives coming out of a New Jersey lab for the NFL.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yep.
It affected 10 to, and I've said this the whole time. If you don't come up with a testing pattern that you feel good about, I don't know how you're going to make this work. But just think about it. So think about what would have happened if this had been, as opposed to August 22nd. Let's say it was October 22nd. And Pat Mahomes comes up with a false positive, but we have to be sure. And he doesn't play. They look, and it just affects things down the line. It would be a train wreck.
It has to be consecutive testing. There has to be a thing where you have to have, okay, we've tested, he's tested positive. hopefully that positive test will come up a day before, and then you have to have backup tests. And you can't have tests all come from the same lab, because obviously that was the thing with this New Jersey lab, that all of their tests were tainted somehow.
Is anybody shocked it was New Jersey?
No.
I wasn't.
No.
I wasn't shocked in the least.
But we've heard stories about this throughout this whole coronavirus crisis that we've been living with in the U.S., is that some labs have come out and, hidden positive tests, and some labs have had
nobody's hidden positive tests. No lab has hidden them. The way they're being paid for that, no lab has hidden them. Now, there might have been some teams that have hidden them.
Maybe.
And some institutions and things like that. It sure as hell wasn't a lab.
But that have been juicing their numbers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there has been fraud perpetrated throughout this whole testing process. There have been tests where every test that came back tested positive because the tests were faulty.
Whether you actually took the test or not.
Exactly.
Doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
The 9 scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
How many stories have we seen and heard anecdotes about people taking the test or going to take the test, ended up not taking the test, but then ended up getting results mailed to them, and boom, they tested positive. Well, wait a minute, I didn't even go through the test. It's going to be a thing where they're going to have backup tests. And they're going to have to do them.
Well, they're on the
rapid.
clock. They've got, football starts in 3 weeks. And if this lab can't be trusted any more than this, then this can't be your lab.
Yes.
So, if it's this corruptible, this can't be your lab. And now, the silver lining here is be glad that it happened at the end of August as opposed to the end of October.
Right.
Or, it's... I firmly believe the NFL season is going to happen, and I don't think it's going to be a problem.
No.
I really don't.
I don't either. Because they have high schools around this country that are playing.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell me that colleges can't do this? You're trying
Big
to tell
Ten can't, though.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Kevin Warren can't figure it out.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll talk about this more on the afternoon show this afternoon. Did you see the story that came out about the Big Ten? All 14 ADs voted to play. All 14 of them.
No way.
All 14.
Nice.
Confirmed by 3 separate ADs.
Right.
All 14 ADs said we want to play. So it's exactly what I told you, that the lawyers and the presidents got involved, and that's why this didn't happen.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that this afternoon on ESPN Asheville 92.9, 880 and 1400.
Yep. It's always been the bureaucrats that are holding this thing up, and I still, the closer and closer we get, I still feel like this has all been a political ploy.
I do too. But we have football in 3 weeks. Just
Yes,
2 more
we do.
Sundays and then we have football.
It is officially football season. I have seen my first football game of the year Friday night in Tennessee. Watching high school football was fantastic. It gave me no reservations as to whether or not colleges and pros can pull this thing off. And it actually makes me feel sad that there are so many places around this country where kids are not going to get the opportunity to play this fall. Spring season it'll be easier to do in high school. I still have no hopes for college. Being able to pull off a spring season and to do it successfully.
Don't write off the Big Ten. Just remember I said today was the leverage day. Don't be surprised if something weird happens today.
All right. It's time to wrap this thing up. Comedy show right here on this very stage at the Social in East Asheville this Friday night, starring our very own Jeremy Greene and his new special, Dark Thoughts from My Safe Space. There is no cover. Come on down and also be streamed on
IMAVL.
IMAVL.
And from the Social's Facebook page.
Yes, as well.
If you want to watch it, you will have many opportunities.
We're going to be here. We've already made plans to be in attendance because I have been hearing Jeremy Greene's a fantastic stand-up, and I've never seen it, and I've known you for 5 years, and I can't wait. It's going to be.
The 3 guys opening for me are all fantastic too. Scooter Fowler, Brandon Rainwater, and Aaron Matan. They're all
Scooter.
Oh, he's great. We used to. We did this in Greenville together. Scooter is a hilarious human.
All right. All right. So come see Scooter and Jeremy this Friday night at the Social here in East Asheville. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Hopefully promptly at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
We might even be early.
Yeah, we apologize for the technical difficulties this morning, but we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Don't forget to like it, share it, follow it at the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. Also check out the link for the merch store. Get your Roy Cooper Made Me Wear This masks, your Because baseball t-shirts, all of it on the merch store. Link is in the description to this video. See you tomorrow at 9.